Mic check 1 2 1 2, and we are live. We just gonna wait for some people to get in the chat room and join us in today's live. And of course, our girls really don't need no introduction, but I'm going to go ahead and give us one anyway. It's your girl Malika. You guys should all know me by now. And we have my girl Lanice on the panel.
What's up, everybody?
We have my girl Queen Bay on the panel.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And we have my girl Kanisha, aka Nene.
Hey y'all, what's up?
What's up, alleged LY? I see you in the chat room. Hey, Royal Jenkins. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, kings and queens. I am happy y'all are joining us today. Y'all know this is our second session of our table talk. So we just getting it popping over here. Give us some time and we're going to have everything together. Okay, we just getting it popping over here. But we are dedicated to making some groundbreaking, interesting news, conversation, juicy topics. So we going to get it popping over here. I'm going to start us off today with our Queen's quote. And as I said, you guys can use it as well. But this is something that we decided to start our show off with. And it kind of helped encourage us and, and just give us strength throughout the whole thing. Okay? I am strong. Hold on. I am strong because I know my weaknesses. I am beautiful because I am aware of my flaws. I am wise because I learn from my mistakes. So that's our Queen's quote. And I want everybody to remember this. Remember that we are strong. We are beautiful. We are wise as women, as men, as children of God, or whatever you want to identify yourself as. Always remember your strengths and remember that your weaknesses, is nothing more than something that we can actually turn around for our good and make into our strengths. It helps us identify where we're strong at. So don't just sit back and, don't sit back and allow your weakness to become a part of who you are or define who you are. Know that your flaws is just that. It's only flaws, but you are still beautiful and wonderfully made. Notice that your mistakes can be learned from and it makes you a wiser person. Okay. So anyway, that's the Queen's quote. Hey, Royal. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Joy. You guys come on in and we got a nice little topic of discussion for y'all today. And I'm going to go ahead and let Queen Bay start us off.
So basically, I wanted to discuss, what some things I had seen, in the media, in the news, in chats, on social media or whatever. So I just wanted to get y'all take on like some of the stuff I seen. Tyson processing plants are closing. So, there's going to be like shortages on meat. They're taking off restrictions, so people are going to be more open. Like, keep in mind that the fact that masks are mandatory, but not everyone's putting safety first or whatever. America reached 1 million cases, but when I tried to look at it on the news, different stations were saying different numbers. But if that many cases are coming out while we're quarantining, then when it opens up back to the public, like, what is the plan? Like, is people thinking about the world not being the same, when it opens back up with the restrictions lifted? So that's a few things. It was also mental health is like that's in the news a lot. Like, I don't know if y'all watch the same news or the media that goes viral or the social media, what I see, but like a lot of family members, it's just a lot of stuff going on in the media, and that's what I want to discuss. Those were the top things that I saw that concern me.
Okay, now as far as the data, this was something I was discussing with my husband. I don't think they're going to give us the actual data because they too focused on us going back into the community and just spreading this disease, this virus. So they're not going to give us the actual numbers, the actual data. They want to push fear, because I actually read some articles that was talking about the numbers is just totally inaccurate. So they want to push fear and at the same time have us ignorant as to what the real statistics are when it comes to this virus. And that's one thing that we was talking about too, as far as this channel. Like, we want to be able to bring you guys the news. We want to talk about the seriousness of this virus, and we want everybody to take it serious. But at the same time, we don't want to promote fear. We don't want to push fear. So this is the reason why we do an hour of, a news special and talk about these serious topics. And we also do an hour of entertainment, because we don't want our whole platform to just promote fear, because that's what they want us to do. Now, do we feel like we should take this virus serious? Of course. But at the same time, like I said before, use wisdom, but don't be in fear. Don't live in fear. So as far as us getting the data, the correct data, they're not going to give it to us. We have no idea how rapidly this thing is spreading. We have no idea the number of deaths. They just not going to give it to us, but they just going to they're going to blow everything up, of course, because, right now it's promoting fear. But at the same time, they pushing fear, but telling you, hey, it's okay. Go back out there, live your life. We're going to open up the states again. Huh?
Well, Malika, have you noticed, because me and a friend was talking about this a little bit earlier, have you noticed how, they are warning us, to take precautions, but if you watch the media, wear their masks, wear their gloves.
Exactly.
And how many people do you have you known that actually had the virus? Because me personally, I haven't had any family members or friends that has actually had it.
Well, like I said to y'all on a show last week, I do know somebody, as far as what my family told me, some people that have passed away from it. But at the same time, we can't be sure. I can't be certain if they actually passed away from the virus, or if they already had some health conditions, or if it was the flu. We just can't be sure. You know what I'm saying? But from their diagnosis, they passed away from the coronavirus or COVID-19, which I heard are two different things. But like I said, I still got to do some research when it comes to that. But from my understanding, they passed away from coronavirus, and I know at least about 3 different people. And they were, like I said, a little up in age. They were a little bit older than me. And so I have heard of people passing away from it, and which makes me feel like this is a serious thing. But I don't know if, I think that when it comes to the data, I think that it's really not a high percentage of people who actually pass away from it. And then when they are, we got to think about it. When they say elderly peoples are elderly person are the quickest to catch it and pass away from it. Well, elderly person already have a lot of different conditions, health conditions that they battling from. And have a weak immune system,
Right.
And speaking on that, Lanice, Mike Pence, he visited the Mayo Clinic, and they gave him an order to wear a mask, but there's a picture of him floating around. Everybody has masks on except him. See, that's how the media, it toys with you. That's why I don't really watch it, because it is trying to promote fear, but at the same time, they laugh at you.
I
got something to add to.
Sketchy, because what happened to, they want to label everybody dying from the coronavirus all of a sudden, but what happened to people dying from heart attacks, strokes? Everybody can't be dying from the coronavirus.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I think that they're
What y'all
putting
think?
off a lot of deaths as COVID-19, and a lot of these deaths don't really be COVID-19. This, elderly people go in there more than anybody. So that's what I think they're doing, and that's how they're pushing their fear, is by saying, oh, well, we had 200 more cases of coronavirus deaths, which I think that some of those people probably died from like natural causes or heart attacks or strokes or something like that. And then they're just labeling it as coronavirus when it's really not.
That's true, especially when it comes to the elderlies. Like a lot of them already have a weak immune system. So, and I definitely, like what Bay said, I definitely believe that they kind of toying with us. Like, we can definitely see that they toying with us. This is the reason why, and when you was talking about a food shortage and all of this other stuff that's going on, this is the reason why we have to use wisdom. Now, I'm not saying go out there and panic shop, but just make sure that you, first of all, shopping at a fresh market, a market that sells fresh meat. And be very wary of going to your local grocery stores. I'm telling you, go to a meat market that sells fresh. And I don't even know if that's really 100%, the real thing to do. But at the same time, it's better than going to your local grocery stores. But don't go out there panic shopping. But at the same time, just use wisdom and be smart, because we never know what they really up to. Now, they said when it comes time for the flu season, and we looking at the around September, October, that we're gonna have another huge outbreak. Have y'all heard about that? So now,
not only about the outbreak, but they're gonna have another strain of flu. So even if you deny a vaccine for the coronavirus, it's gonna make you think twice. I know I never got the flu shot, but I'd rather take a flu shot over the coronavirus immunization. You know what I mean? And they're having a stronger strain of flu during flu season. And then there's going to be new medical requirements that you're going to have to prove everywhere you go.
Yeah, they said they're going to give you like a medical card or something that you're going to have to take with you. And you have to show this medical card that you have been vaccinated in order for you to go to the gym or to church, or for your kids to be in school. I mean, that's later to be proven, but that's something that we definitely have to prepare for. I always say, like, prepare for the worst, because you just never know, especially when you're dealing with this country. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? What's really going on behind the scenes. But yeah, so y'all, they might be telling us to go back out there and just live your life. We're gonna open up the state. And I've been seeing a lot of people over here where I'm at who's going out without masks on. Like, they supposed to be opening up our state on Friday. So over the weekend, everything's supposed to go back to normal. And I've already been seeing people partying like crazy. And I live around a lot of Hispanics. And this is no shade or no shot against Hispanics, but Hispanics like us, like our people, they can party. They can party from the time the sun go up to the sun go down. Okay. And so I've been personally seeing myself of a lot of large gatherings and the people that's not protecting themselves. And I'm like, dang, they haven't even announced the state being reopened yet. And already people are out there doing large gatherings and stuff. And so we have to just like really be cautious of that. And, because they telling us it's okay, but at the same time, we know that this thing is going to steady rise in numbers. And I don't know if it's going to be, like I said, like we was, saying before, just from the coronavirus, but the fact that people are getting ill is in the air. It could, because I also heard the 5G is something that's, is kind of like, it's making the symptoms, it's kind of pushing out the symptoms. So when we do get sick or we do feel certain symptoms, it's from the 5G. And so a lot of people will go to the hospital because they believe in their mind, because they promote fear that they have the coronavirus. So they go to the hospital. Next thing you know it, they injecting them with this vaccine. And so, we could just pretty much look and tell where everything is going and how it's going to play out. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like be aware of your environment. Try to, and me, myself personally, I don't have a problem with not being in large gatherings and stuff like that, because I don't really hang out. I don't really, be out here in my neighborhood like that. But I would still take all precaution measures me, myself personally, and I'm going to advise y'all to do the same, because like I said, even if they do open up your state, still be aware that we don't have all the data. We really don't know right now. And this thing can really just spiral out of control. And then come flu season, you have all these different people in the hospital. They don't have enough medical staff. They don't have enough medical equipment, enough tests. And now what we looking at? The death toll rising. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. And I personally see it in my neighborhood. I personally see how people already is going crazy. So I don't know, y'all.
I don't know. I don't think it's airborne. That's I kind of, that's my opinion. I don't think it's airborne. Maybe if you go in a store or something and somebody might cough on the aisle next to you, and you know that could potentially make it airborne. But as far as like going outside, you know, I don't think it's like airborne like that. Because if that's the case, then everybody will be sick.
But what if they're making it airborne? What if they're putting it in the air? What if they're doing stuff to the weather to make it rain, for people to get sick? What if it is airborne? It's affecting us all over the earth. So that should tell you it's something bigger that they hiding.
I'm one of the ones that believe it is man manipulated. I definitely believe that. You know, and that's the reason why. And as far as it being airborne, from what I've read, that it can actually stay in the air longer when it's cold out. And this is the reason why certain parts of the state is more high risk than other parts. Like, for instance, I'm in Texas and my family is in Michigan, and the numbers are through the roof. And if we going by the data, the numbers are through the roof in Michigan because of the weather. So, but again, who's to say? You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that we do know for a fact, they're not telling us 100% the truth. They not telling us 100% the truth, y'all. Okay, they pushing fear, but at the same time, like they said, they toying with us. They are toying with us, but they want you to take precaution to where when they introduce this vaccine, you'll say, okay, well, I don't really know what's going on. I don't really, so I'm just going to protect myself and I'm going to get the vaccination. That's what they want you to do. And I'm not having it. And me, myself, personally, and my kids, we not having it. How many of y'all out there would take that vaccine if they introduce that vaccine to y'all?
If they make that mandatory, as far as, the kids have to take it to go back to school, I've already decided mine's not going.
I already told my children, y'all might be homeschooled for a while. I mean, for the rest of y'all lives, if you have to, because you're not taking no vaccine. And I haven't even I've never got my kids the flu shot. I've never allowed them to even get the flu shot, because I know it's a shot with flu. It pushes flu in your body. So I never understood that. I've never understood how the actual vaccine carries the virus. I've never understood that. So I already know we just gonna have to stay protected, and you just can't trust going out, because you like she was saying, you don't know if it's man manipulated, if they actually, controlling this thing with 5G, or you just don't know. So we know the states is opening back up real soon. Y'all still be cautious. Don't live in fear, but still be cautious of large gatherings and things like that. Should you go out and, go grocery shopping, or, go to the stores and get your personal items? Yes, of course. Do what you have to do. But I say personally, still wear your mask. Still wear your gloves. Carry your sanitizer with you when you take them gloves off. Make sure you're washing your hands when you come back in, making sure you stay clean. And that's just really using wisdom and protecting yourself through everything. But I'm like Kanye West. The government, they don't care about us. They don't care about Black people. And then they trying to blame us for the virus. They trying to blame us for spreading the virus. But like y'all said, when you watching the news and stuff like that, these people they not wearing protective gear. So how are we to blame for spreading the virus? But later on in the next segment, we're going to actually show y'all why they putting it off on us. And they trying to say that we are the cause for spreading this virus.
Yeah, because it starts from the inside out, the home on out. And I understand. I know what you're talking about, Malika.
Girl,
that's why I think it's airborne. I think they sprinkling down mental illness on us until we get a virus. Something going on.
Well, y'all should have saw me the other day. I had my mask, but I don't know what happened to it between me getting in the car and getting back out. So when I got ready to go into the store, I couldn't find it, but I had a hand towel in my car. So I didn't put the hand towel over my face. And you know how you get out the bathtub and you fix your robe? I didn't fix it up like that. People was just staring at me and stuff. And I'm staring back at them looking like, okay, I'd rather have this hand towel on my face, but y'all are in here with nothing on. So at least I know I'm somewhat protected.
Amen. Yeah, somebody made a good point. Vegas
I wear a scarf around my face, so I don't even have no mask yet. I ordered some, so I'm still waiting on it to come. But I put a scarf around my face. Hey, it worked the same way. I put gloves on and everything. So
what
you gotta I don't care if people look at me crazy.
Do what you gotta do.
Vegas Did y'all see that video where they had the coronavirus came with the mask and they showed like people from Indonesia making masks and they were like dirty. I just said be careful everywhere. You gotta be careful with everything because even though we don't know,
that's that Facebook conspiracy. Facebook be putting out all types of videos showing, oh, if you go here, they got coronavirus. They talking about closing down buffets and stuff. So I try to stay off Facebook as much as I can. It's when I'm not talking to y'all behind the scenes or whatever. But as far as my timeline, I stay off Facebook because people put out everything on Facebook just to scare people. They be lying. So look, I don't even watch the news like that. So half the time, if I want to find out about coronavirus, I'm just gonna read Google. I don't got time for all that Facebook stuff.
And you got to still be cautious of what articles you read on Google, because we got to understand, like, they whole agenda. One of their agendas is to promote fear. You know, is to push fear, and they really are toying with your head because they pushing fear, but at the same time they telling you it's okay. You know, everything is gonna go back to normal, and we're gonna deal with this as a people. And no, you know. So we have.
This is why last week I was not mean to interrupt you, but this is why last week I was telling, you know, everybody to make sure when you're getting masks and new gloves and stuff like that, make sure when you take it out the pack to, you know, take some alcohol or some Lysol and spray it. Don't drench it, but spray it and then air it out for like 5 minutes before you use it, because you got to remember, you don't know who's handling these things and you don't know what they have.
Right.
Yeah, and we also have to talk about building the immune system, and which comes with eating the right things and you know, doing and I know a lot of people feel like, you know, meditation or and I'm not a person that really promote yoga, but I do meditate. And I'm not talking about the meditation, you know, with yoga. I meditate on the word of God, me myself personally. Like, I meditate on scriptures, and it's like a form of prayer that I do. But I just sit there or I lay on my stomach, whichever way, and I just speak to the Lord, and I just also give time for him to speak back to me, because I feel like God knows. He knows the before, he knows the after, you know. So just, you know, building our immune system with, you know, eating appropriate things and connecting to the Almighty God, I think that helps a lot, you know, and it also gives you a boost of faith, you know, so that way you don't be internalizing everything that you hear on the news and on the media and allow fear to actually control your mind or control your emotions and stuff. So for me, myself personally, like, I just love spending time with God and just meditating, you know, and allowing myself to kind of dilute all the nonsense and the negativity and things like that that's going on in the world, and just kind of fill myself up with faith. And that way I can get up off my face and say, you know, though we might be slayed, I still trust you. You know what I'm saying? Though we going through this time of trouble, I still trust you. And that's one thing that we have to, in my opinion, that's one thing that we really have to do, you know, and that way we don't, because remember, the Bible actually tells us, and I'm not trying to get real deep and spiritual on you guys, but that's just who I am. But the Bible actually tells you that faith is not walking according to what you see. You know, do not go by what you see. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to watching the news and things like that, I just don't. You know, I just choose not to. Now, I do watch a lot of truth channels on YouTube and stuff like that. And one of the channels that I love, me myself personally, like, we don't have an agreement when it comes to spirituality and religion and things like that. But I love Young Pharaoh. Now, when it comes to his information that he gets on this particular topic right here, and his knowledge on this particular topic right here, oh my God, like, he be on fire, and he will bring you the hidden truth. And so I like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, I don't really tune into the news and stuff, because I know that they really just trying to really scare me into getting this vaccine, which they could never do. But that's their whole thing, is to promote their agenda. So, you know, making sure we eat healthy, making sure we exercise, we work out, making sure we meditate, just build our immune system up, you know, less alcohol. I think Lanice mentioned this the last time. Drinking less alcohol, smoking less, you know, because one thing that smokes do is destroys your lungs, you know, and so this is a respiratory type of virus, type of illness. So, you know, just keeping your lungs in shape, cardio, you know, these are things that can help build your immune system. It can help, you know, get you healthy during this time right here. And you really have less chances of dying from this thing. Not saying that you won't catch it, but you'll be able to fight it off. And you have less chances of actually getting sick and dying from this thing. So that's one thing that I really wanted to mention. Hey, Queen Goddess. I see you in the chat.
Oh, that was me speaking to Shishi.
I know, if anybody didn't know, that's Queen Bay in the chat. So every now and then we'll come into the chat and say some things. But we thank you guys for joining us. And, you know, we would love to hear y'all comments on how y'all feel about this whole topic. Somebody said, I am still here, everyone. I am at work. Won't be typing in the chat. Okay. Somebody else said, my grandbaby is good now and a blessed for another day for everyone later. Thanks for asking. Oh, Beverly, we didn't know that your grandbaby was going through anything. Our prayers are with you, hon. All the towns here in Massachusetts, and if you're walking around in different towns, they giving you 300 plus fines. Wow. Are y'all experiencing that? Where y'all at? To where the stay-at-home order would fine you if you caught walking around?
Well, starting Friday in Chicago, it's mandatory that you wear a mask.
Is this something that's new?
No, it's been mandatory to wear a mask here, but people don't wear masks just because it's mandatory.
Okay, well, it's like that at certain stores. It's not mandatory in our state for us to walk around with masks, but in certain stores, like I went to Target last weekend, and you can't even go inside Target or Best Buy. Certain stores that's open, they won't let you go inside without a mask on, but it's not actually something that's mandatory in our state. Like, we don't get fined if we caught not walking around in it. So I don't know if that's the whole state of Texas or if that's just the city that I'm in. So I don't know. I can't really speak for the whole state. But I didn't know that.
I'm in Virginia, and it's not mandatory here neither. People just doing what they want to do.
Yeah, I think the world is pretty much winging it, because all of this is new to us. You know, like, I was playing an online game yesterday, and it's a game where we kind of play with people, different people all around the world. And so while we playing the game, we was having a discussion on this coronavirus. And people were saying how they state is getting ready to open up and it's just much too soon. And, people was really in fear of what the numbers and stuff is going to look like once they open the state back up. And I said, this is really being talked about. Like, we were playing an online game and we couldn't even really focus on the game, on the trivia, because we talking about the coronavirus. This is, and how the fact that this is the first time that we've ever been hit with something like this. So, a lot of states and a lot of people are pretty much just winging it, and because they really don't know, like they were saying, they kind of toying with us when it comes to the news and the media and things like that. So we really don't know how to proceed and how to go through life. It's a challenge for us all.
But they had a pandemic in 1918, and when they lifted the restrictions in San Francisco, a lot of the population died. So this is why we go vote. This is why we depend kind of sort of on the government, because they represent what to do in these situations. So they know what's going to happen already. But they're not. I don't know. I guess they expect you to go dig for research, and then by the time you respond from your research, it's too late. Everybody's already dying. I don't get why they don't know what to do and why we have to stay at home waiting on their expectations of what to do of everyday living.
But isn't it something that come out every election year? A virus or some kind of illness that comes out?
Exactly.
Well,
so do y'all think this is something just for before election? Do y'all think that this is?
I think it's deeper than that.
Yeah, I mean, why is Donald Trump we getting stimulus checks, we getting all types of money sent to us? I mean, I don't know, but I think by November, when it's actually time for the election to start, I guarantee you, I don't know. I'm just saying that this whole thing might disappear. I'm just saying. It just don't make no sense. Every election year, even when Obama was in office, something came out. Something came out.
I don't know. Are y'all? I want to hear from the audience too, and everybody at the round table. I'm going to ask y'all just a simple question: are y'all pro-Trump or y'all against Trump? How many of y'all out there? Drop a 1. I would love to kind of do a quick survey. If you don't want to share your political beliefs, that's fine. But if y'all are for Trump and y'all believe he's doing a really good thing, he's for the people, drop a 1. If y'all are against Trump, drop a 2. If you just are unsure, drop a 3. And I'm gonna start with you, Bae, for you to answer that question. How do you feel about Donald Trump?
I feel like, the things that aren't on the media that he's doing, I feel like he's for a certain type of people. And I'm not going to say a race of people. I'm saying a certain level of people. But as far as being for him, no, I'm not for him. I'm not for government at all at this point, because I feel like this was a pandemic. And if it was planned, and if I've done research on another pandemic, they should have the tools, the utensils for us citizens already. We shouldn't be waiting around for them to act like they don't know what's going on, especially when homes are being torn apart from the inside out. It all falls back on the government. So no, I'm not pro-Trump and I'm not against Trump. I wish it was something bigger than the government that will step in.
Okay. What about you, Lanice? How do you feel about Trump?
I think that he's trying to do things, but he's, getting backlash from the Congress and stuff. I think he really wants to help the people. I don't really think that he's all bad. I think, his hands is kind of tied when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, and that's my kind of belief on it a little bit, because if you guys know about the deep state, the deep state is basically a group of rich politicians who pretty much control everything. And I think that Trump been battling, or they've been going against the deep state for the longest, because we have to like really be for real. He don't have all the power. No president do. They pretty much are just puppets for the deep state. And so being the fact that they tried to impeach him, and I'm not pro-Trump and I'm not against Trump. I'm kind of like Bay, and you, Lanice. I'm not really for him. I'm not really against him. But I do understand that when it comes to his position, his hands is kind of tied, and it's not, because he don't really have 100% control over what goes on. And every time you look around, it's like, and this is the first time I actually witnessed Republicans going against a Republican president and trying to impeach a Republican president. So that one right there was crazy to me. So that lets me know it's some discrepancy somewhere, in the cap for y'all to try to impeach somebody that y'all put in office. This is somebody that and I believe the election was rigged. This is somebody that they wanted in office, but yet instead, they tried to impeach him. They having an issue with him. So that just goes to show me it's some kind of discrepancy somewhere. But how do you feel about him, Kanisha?
I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not going to say that I'm against him, but I think that the whole situation, as far as the coronavirus, he's handling it wrong. I still think he doesn't take it seriously. I don't think that he will get reelected. That's just my opinion. Whether he sent out stimulus checks or whatever type of assistance he's trying to send out, I don't think that's going to help him. The whole disinfectant, shoot it in your body comment was real ignorant. So, I mean, when I think that he takes it more seriously and he's actually trying to do something as far as like finding a vaccine or a cure for it or something, then I'll take him serious. But right now, I don't take him serious, and I don't think he cares. I don't think he really cares. I can just tell when he does press conferences, it's his voice. It's the way he talks. It's like real nonchalant, like, this is boring. I'm ready to get this over with. I'm only here so I don't get talked about or bashed, so I can get back to my normal life. Like, he don't care. He don't care. So I don't like Trump.
And one thing I noticed about him too, which I found really crazy, for him not really to take it serious. Man, have y'all ever watched some press conferences since this thing spiraled out of control? He don't shake people's hand. He be trying to get as far as away from them as possible. Like when it comes to his very own life, you could tell he's taking this serious, because I actually watched the press conference where somebody tried to shake his hand and he just was like, no, let's do like an invisible type of shake. You know what I'm saying? Like, no contact. So that's just really crazy to me. But did y'all hear anything about, and I know this is a little bit off topic, but I want to know how many of y'all heard about all the indictments and things that's going on, that Trump actually had indicted, I want to say like over 600 politicians just this year alone. And from my understanding, y'all, and which we'll bring y'all some more information on it once we get it, but there are supposed to be a lot of indictments for child pornography, child pedophilia, human trafficking, organ trafficking. Have y'all heard about that? Bay, have you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about it. That's why I said he's bringing down certain evils, but at the same time, every puppet has a master, and I believe his is, a guy named Kissinger, and Kissinger is he's one of the tops over eugenics. And if you know about eugenics, he agrees with biological chemicals, and that goes back to what's in the air. So I believe he hates pedophilia, but at the same time, there's an indictment on him about a 13-year-old girl. So, like I said, they're playing games with us. It's a show to like we're the Truman Show to them. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just a battle of evils altogether.
I think that they wanted to put him in office because, like you said, that they wanted to use him as their puppet, but they didn't believe that he would go against the grain. And with these indictments, that's what he's been doing. So it's like now he's fighting tooth and nail to, get certain things done for the country. Like if what is his name?
Do y'all think he's doing this so we can reelect him? Like, do y'all think it's some type of plan behind the whole thing? Because, like they said, that's a very valid point she made. It's kind of like voting for the lesser evil. So you think that he exposing all his child pornography, and all this stuff, and had these indictments because he wanted to get reelected?
He can't expose nothing. He shouldn't expose anything. Wasn't he kissing his daughter in the mouth?
I think they are evil. Don't get me wrong. I think they are evil. And I think it's really just like she said, voting for the lesser evil. But we actually watching, and I'm just going to say it like in a spiritual term, we actually watching like the fall of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Where they are just pretty much exposing each other. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to end up turning around for our good. So I'm kind of like sitting back in the cut and I'm watching all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so, when the stuff hit the fan, it's really like just evil taking down evil. It's just really the demonic realm is at war. That's what I'm kind of seeing. Like the demonic war is at ram and remember at war. And remember, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. So we just watching the kingdom just fall apart. And so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm kind of cheering certain things on that he's doing, because I know that it's exposing a lot of things that's being hidden behind the scenes. But at the same time, do I put my trust in him? No, of course. We're not supposed to put our trust in no man. I don't put my trust or my faith in Trump. But at the same time, I'm sitting back and I'm watching how a lot of this stuff, evil is exposing evil, basically. And I'm watching how everything hit the fan. And I just believe it's going to end up turning around for our good. So pay attention to that, y'all, because yes, in case y'all didn't know, it's been a lot of indictments that he's been doing behind the scenes. And Young Pharaoh, actually, he's one of the YouTubers that have the actual indictments. So you can go to his channel and you can actually go to his website. I think it is youngpharaoh.com or .net. And you can actually, I think you have to sign in to be a member, but you can actually look at these indictments and see all these politicians that's being indicted for child pornography, child paraphernalia, human trafficking, all kind of stuff. And Trump is behind these indictments. So I do believe he do some good, when it comes far as that. Is he doing that for us? Is it all about the people? Is we the reason why he exposing this stuff? The jury is still out on that. But I think kind of like what Bay say is kind of like, evil going against evil. And it's all about voting for the lesser evil. How many of y'all out there are going to vote next election and believe that your vote matters? I'm not saying that it don't matter. I just want to kind of hear from y'all. We want to hear from y'all. But, always keep in mind that if you are going to vote, don't just vote just to say I voted. Do your research on these candidates. Know who you're voting for. Know what they are about. Politicians lie. I don't care. So don't just go by, a debate or, whatever news conference that they did. Actually do some background research on these politicians and know who you're going to vote for. Because we living in a real detrimental time right now, y'all, where everything matters. Especially the person that we put into power. It matters. Not me. I don't believe it matters. Okay? Yes, I'm voting. The small print says it's because of our economy and job security that Americans moved out of America for a better life. I can believe it. I can definitely believe it. But where is it? Where will we go?
Yeah, I don't believe voting matters either. I'm sorry. And the reason why I say that, because if it was about about what the people voted for, then the people wouldn't be sitting back waiting on an election to get something that they think is going to be better than Trump. I mean, not saying that he's the greatest president or anyone before him. I'm just saying, like, our government needs to be held accountable for pretending like they don't know what's going on, and they're not telling people what's actually going to happen during voting season as far as the coronavirus, the pandemic.
And I don't want nobody to walk away from this thinking that we're trying to encourage y'all not to vote. This was a simple question so we can kind of get everybody's view take when it comes to voting. And so, because I know a lot of people talk about who we have in office, but at the same time, they don't go out and vote. But at the same time, like, I have to, me, myself personally, I always look at the glass half empty and half full. You know, but at the same time, we know what I believe. I can't say we know, but I actually believe that the last election was rigged. So if they have the control to actually rig an election, how much do our vote actually count? And I would love to hear, you know, you guys' comments in the comment section as well. Let us know, you know, if you guys feel like, you know, we wrong for saying certain things, or, you know, want to bring something to the table. We not discrediting anybody. We not debating against anybody. We just sharing our own views, and we looking to see what you guys think when it comes to that. But, you know, how much do our vote really count if they can actually rig an election and have in office who they want to have in office? Because like me and the girls was talking, I believe that they rigged that election to have Trump in there because they wanted somebody who wasn't really politically knowledgeable, and they wanted somebody who could kind of be the fall guy, because they knew at this time right here a lot of things was going to break out, and they wanted somebody that they could point everything to, and which is Trump is that guy. And then before any of this coronavirus and everything came up, he was already looked at as a racist. The fact that he was more for the wealthy, you know, so we was already kind of like, you know, categorizing him and putting him into this box. So of course it was easy for him to take the blame and be the fall guy for everything. And I think they pretty much wanted it that way from the very beginning. That's the reason why they put somebody who really he didn't have, like, he was never a mayor, a governor. He didn't have no type of political experience or nothing before he became the president. So how the hell he even get in office from the get-go?
How come they're not making him go viral in the media like everything else when it comes to who he's exposing in the indictments? I mean, you can hear about it here and there, but it's not something that's coming on in today's news. Trump indicted such and such, and I don't know why I want to ask this question, but did y'all hear something about Ellen and Oprah having ankle monitors on their leg or something?
Yeah, I saw that.
No, for what?
I mean, that's what I want to know. Why would they have two powerful media beings have ankle bracelets on their legs?
They all taking each other out. So it's gonna be interesting to watch. You know,
I think that's another Facebook conspiracy. I don't know. I don't put nothing. If that was on Facebook, I didn't
see it on Facebook.
I think it's another. That's why I saw that, and I don't know. The picture didn't look real. I don't know.
Oh, y'all, we got to get some more information on that and bring that back, because why would they have them wearing ankle monitors? I didn't hear anything about that. But I know, and I'm sorry, y'all, for anybody to get mad at me. I don't like Oprah. I like Ellen better than I like Oprah, and I don't really care for Ellen either. But I don't like Oprah. She's a witch to me. She's demonic, and I do not like her. But from what I heard, though, and this could be the reason, I don't know for sure, y'all, but we're gonna do some more research on it, and we'll bring it back.
Malika, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Oh, y'all can't hear me? From what I heard, can you drop me a one if y'all can hear me? From what I heard is that Oprah and Ellen are also getting indicted. And I want to say it's for not child pornography, but child trafficking. I want to say that they both are on the indictment. So maybe that's the reason why they wearing the ankle monitor.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What?
And that's exactly why I heard, that they got
Yeah, Kanisha, like y'all look at, like I said, go to Young Pharaoh's channel or subscribe to his website, and you'll actually see he have a whole. And I haven't saw him myself personally, but I've known people that actually saw it, and I tune into his show and he talk about it a lot. But from my understanding, that they both are being indicted. So y'all, like I said, this stuff is getting ready to hit the fan. This stuff is so. I don't know if this coronavirus is a distraction. I don't know if a lot of this media, this stuff that we watch in the news, and if this stuff is a distraction, I don't know. But from my understanding, it's a lot of deeper stuff going on behind the scenes. And we're going to watch a lot of politicians and people in position like Oprah who's going to go to prison.
Or yeah, Hollywood is tumbling down.
Hollywood, baby. Didn't I just say Babylon is falling? Didn't I just say that? Did not just say that. And not really saying that Hollywood is Babylon, but I'm talking about the whole demonic realm and influencers on earth. Like they are getting ready to fall and they are taking each other down. Don't y'all know that saying, like, if I fall down, I'm taking you with me? It's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you putting somebody in office, you definitely voting for the lesser evil, and me, myself personally, if I do decide to vote, because I'm still kind of, undecided when it comes to that, because like I said, them knowing that they have the capability to rig an election, I really don't know. But if I do decide to vote, I'm definitely going to do my research on the candidate that I vote for. And I definitely want to have some knowledge when it comes to that, and because y'all right now, it's really, they just taking each other down and we just sitting back and we gonna watch the show because we gonna stay at home. We in a stay-at-home order. So right now, or what do you call it? What do you call it when they take you to prison and you and you confined? We in consolidated confinement, So it's really all about just paying attention to what's really going on and watching all this stuff unfold. Because I'm telling y'all, it's deeper. It's deeper than just coronavirus, just the spread of a virus, and keeping you at home. Like Bay said last week, they building some stuff, behind the scenes. And there's some indictments going on behind the scenes. Like there's a lot of things going on, y'all, that's gonna really have y'all up in the air. Like, wow, I had no idea this stuff was going on in secret.
Yeah, it's about the value and the crash of the dollar. It's about the crash of the dollar so they can bring in the new world and a new currency.
And I spoke about that too last week. About how we're going to go into digital currency, so y'all pay attention and beware of that. We're definitely going into digital currency. We can see it right now. We can see it happening right now. They talking about a second stimulant package, a proposal, I guess you could say. And do we go for proposal A or proposal B? Proposal A being the fact that they're talking about, and I could be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, you guys. They're talking about proposal A being $2,000 a person per adult, or 6 months. Proposal B being 6 months of rent free. Have y'all heard about those two proposals? So I'm just gonna ask y'all, while we on this subject, which one would y'all prefer? Would y'all prefer the $2,000 a person, or would y'all actually prefer the 6 months of rent free?
6 months of rent free.
I would prefer the $2,000, and that's because my mortgage is not nowhere near that. Like I could pay my mortgage and I could still have some money left over. So I would actually prefer to get the money. What would you prefer, Lenise?
Well, I probably would prefer the 6 months rent free.
Yeah, somebody said $2,000 per person. Those bills don't stop. They really don't. And somebody else said these stimulus release will have to be paid back, either us, our children, or our children's children. And see, I heard about that too. And it's kind of like up in the air because I heard that it had to be paid back. And I also heard that it's kind of like a tax credit. So basically you can get the tax credit at the end of the year, or you can go ahead and take it when they offering it to you. So I really don't know about that, but I'm gonna definitely do some more research and, you know, kind of touch back on that next time. But yeah, Royal, like you said, both. Why not give us both? Because guess what? They're gonna end up resetting the economy anyway. They're going to end up, they are ready to file bankruptcy. United States to file bankruptcy about what, a good 10, 12 times. So they're gonna end up doing a global reset and start using digital currency to where the American dollar don't be worth nothing. Now, remember, if a lot of y'all haven't heard this before, remember you heard it first here, okay? Because they are definitely headed that way. At least that's what my research tells me. Hey, little miss. Somebody else said 6 months rent free. Which one would you take, babe, if you had an option? Would you take the $2,000? Or would you take the 6 months rent free?
I'd take the 6 month rent free.
Dang, Malika, you got beat, honey.
Hi. What'd you say, Kanisha?
Everybody taking the 6 month free. You taking the money.
I'm taking the money.
Yeah, and then I start me a business, and everything I make is mine. Thank you.
And that's the thing. Like, if people take the $2,000, how many people is actually going to use that $2,000 to pay their rent and to pay their bills? A lot of people is not going to use it for that. And so when all this stuff is over with, you're going to look up and because they're giving you some type of exemption when it comes to your bills and stuff. But when you look up, you're going to have a hell of a light bill that you probably can't pay off and get. You see what I'm saying? You got to still pay this stuff. Like, electricity is still going. You know, and so when they lift this thing, you're going to end up owing 6 months back paying rent if you don't use that money to actually pay the rent. But do it make sense if, just say for instance, your rent is $1,300 a month. But instead of taking the $2,000 a month, you want the rent free. If you took the $2,000 a month, you can pay the $1,300 a month out of the $2,000 and still have money left over. You still got $700 left over to pay a couple bills with. So this is the reason why I say, give me the money.
Yeah,
but you only have it for that month.
At the same time, the money, if our rent was $1,300 for 6 months and they're paying for it, then that's $1,300 for 6 months we could save.
No, I'm talking about what if your rent was $1,300 a month? If your rent was $1,300 a month and they giving you $2,000 a month.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, if my rent was $1,300 a month and I took the one where they pay for the 6 months, then that $1,300 I would have had to pay, I could still have that in my pocket as well. So I would have, instead of $700, I would have $1,300 times 6 months. And I could just use that to, pay my other bills and save as well.
Yeah, that's true. But I kind of think that, I don't know, that's definitely a good point. But I kind of think that you cheating yourself and not taking not taking the $2,000 a month. You're kind of cheating yourself because you still got $700 left over to actually do whatever you want to do with it. So I don't know. Am I wrong, y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Like, either way, you'll have money.
I don't know.
So
I'll take whatever I can get. How about that?
Kanisha said, how about that?
Me too, Kanisha.
Because at this point, we don't even know. We don't even know how long this crap gonna last. So I'll take whatever I can get. If Trump feel like being kind, go ahead, throw me something. I don't even care.
And then, like Jennifer said, you still paying back all these fees and all of this stuff. And that's one thing, like I said, if they do offer the cash and give you the cash, y'all make sure we at least using some of that cash to pay the rent and pay the bills and things like that, because you don't want that stuff stacking up against you. And then come towards the end of the year, now you owe your landlord, some money, and because you haven't paid your rent with it, you just blew the money. So now you behind in your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think either way would be a little break for us. But at the same time, I think they doing this because they getting ready to reset. They doing a global reset. And so when I actually spoke to one of my good friends, John Q, when we was actually talking about this subject, he was basically saying like a global reset just for those that need like a kind of like a mental breakdown on it. He was saying like a global reset is like, kind of think about your computer. If your computer have all these different viruses going on in your computer, the only thing you can do to prevent your computer from shutting all the way down, or all these viruses being spread in your computer, the only thing you can really do is do a reset, a manufacturing reset. So that's pretty much what they're getting ready to do. And once they do this global reset, they're going to end up doing digital currency. And so for me, I believe that we can already see it right now. And they already knew this stuff was going to happen, because that's the reason why we able to have Cash App and things like that, and be able to make purchases through Cash App from my account to your account. So they must already knew that they were going to come to a place where they're going to start accepting digital currency versus paper money. I already see it in the making. I see it already happening. But anyway, moving on from that, and I think that was like a really, really touchy subject, but we're going to bring y'all some entertainment news, but at the same time, we're going to still be talking about this, because y'all, our entertainment news reflect on a topic that we've been talking about for the last hour. I'm going to let Kanisha go ahead and bring us into this portion right here. Go ahead, Kanisha.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about the infamous Chicago West Side House Party. I am in Chicago, and this party was out west. I really just kind of read up on the story a couple days ago, but I've been seeing it float around on Facebook because I have friends that are from the West Side and who know people who actually went to this party, but they don't like talking about it like that. So I didn't really get into it. But this party was out west at an Airbnb, and I think they exaggerated and said it was like 1,000 people, but I think it was like maybe 100 to 200 people, maybe less than that. People from out west, they party in Airbnbs all the time. I mean, they have parties all the time. I read somewhere that the owner of the house was unaware that this party was going on at the time, and that it was actually his son who approved these people to have this party at this Airbnb house. He was fine.
Wasn't this, Kanisha, wasn't this called a Corona party or something?
That's what they call it, the Corona party. They got a name for everything nowadays. But the owner was actually fined for the party going on. I think some neighbors had called and complained about the party, and the police showed up and had, made everybody leave. So I guess at that time, after that, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, they actually got in contact with the owner and fined him. So I guess he came out and said it wasn't him, it was his son. I mean, I think you get paid for somebody throwing something at your house, like at an Airbnb. I think you get paid. I don't know how much you get paid, but he got paid for it. But
well, they have to rent out the Airbnb, so of course he got paid because it's the rental property.
Right. And these Airbnbs, especially in Chicago, because I thought about doing like renting one just like for a weekend or whatever, and they be real nice. Like sometimes these people be having like lofts, penthouses, and they rent these places out for no more than like $100-$200 for like one night, which is kind of cheap in Chicago. But the governor and the mayor was not happy. I heard that the mayor was trying to figure out who was the culprit that actually threw the party, and they were gonna, I guess, I guess go at her or go at him. I don't know. I haven't heard any more about it. So my thing is, I'm pretty sure these were all young people. They may be essential workers. They may work at McDonald's or Walmart or something like that. So this may be the only time they get to see their friends. But I just thought it was ignorant, especially with everything that's going on, especially in Chicago. Being that Chicago is like a hot spot for the coronavirus. I mean, they live out west. They're close to the airport. They're close to the airport. So I mean, it's just kids being kids. I don't.
And if y'all seen the picture that I showed, how many people was wearing masks at that party?
It's like 4 or 5 or 6 of them wearing masks, but they close. They mouth to mouth basically.
Okay, y'all. So we couldn't show the video because I didn't want to get a copyright strike. If we get taken down for copyright strikes, we would no longer be able to do our weekly live. So I couldn't show the video, but I gave y'all a screenshot of the actual picture so y'all could see this party that was going on. And these people were like shoulder to shoulder. Okay, and this thing made, I'm not gonna say national news, but it was definitely all over the news. And the fact that they were partying and they were so close together, you know, a lot of people feel like, well, they were young, you know, I'm pretty sure their immune system, they can beat a corona. But you got to think about it. These people have to go home to their mothers. They got to go home to their grandmothers, and they can actually put their family at risk. That's my whole concern. Like, I'm not against, and like I said before, I see it all the time being over here where I'm at, where it's large gatherings. Well, especially during the time that they announced that our state was being reopened on Friday, I've been seeing a lot of, you know, large gatherings and barbecues and things like that happening here. But my whole thing is, think about those who you can put at risk. Like, I'm gonna pull up the picture again so you guys can see that this was the actual house party, as if they like F social distancing, F the coronavirus.
Yeah. It was people upstairs. It was people downstairs, and it was people upstairs. That's how crowded that house was. I mean, it was so many people. Like, when I seen it on TMZ and on Facebook, I was like, oh my God, that's like a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And they on Snapchat, they doing the most. It's got to be somebody in that crowd that's gonna get tested positive. I'm pretty sure, because I don't know. That I don't know. See, that's why I don't go out west. They dangerous out there.
I mean, even if they don't test positive for it, like I said, they can actually spread it to an elderly person in their family. Because I'm pretty sure if they was walking around this party and partying like it wasn't no tomorrow, not wearing masks or something, I'm pretty sure they didn't leave this party and go wash their hands and take off their clothes and go clean. So I'm pretty sure they didn't do that. So my whole thing is, and then this has been a controversy subject, y'all. This is the reason why we want to talk about it right now. Because if you guys is following this story, a lot of the Chicago kids, when they was being questioned about having this party, they were saying, well, hey, you know, it's been all type of protests going on in Washington, D.C. Nobody is wearing a mask. It's large gatherings there. Nobody is practicing social distancing. When it comes to press conferences, you don't see people practicing social distancing. So they actually believe that we not wrong for getting together and partying. We not wrong. So I don't know what you think about it, babe.
Well, when I think about it, I know a lot of people be like, what are those kids thinking? You know, I know exactly what they were thinking, because they were saying it in the video. They were thinking like, we dodge bullets every day. We have other viruses every day. Like, what is the city of Chicago doing about that? So why should we social distance ourselves when the government don't even know what to do next? You know, like, I don't condone that. I do encourage social distancing, but I'm just saying from their point of view, what would they be thinking? I wouldn't be there, I tell you that much, but it just goes through my mind, what was they thinking?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that's was something I brought up on last week. I said, you know, a lot of our people don't take it serious because they like, hell, our life is in jeopardy every day. You know, police brutality, black on black crime, you know, racial type of crimes. They like, our life is in jeopardy every day. So they like, hey, the hell with it. You know what I'm saying? And they just really not taking it serious because of that. And then you have a lot of youth who feel like, you know, I'm exempt from dying from it. Even if I do catch it, I can still, you know, get rid of this thing. I can still be a survivor of this thing. But think about a elderly or a more up in age person who you might go around, and you can actually transfer this stuff. You can, you know, transfer it into your mom or your grandma or something like that. So that's my biggest thing that I have with it. You know, don't just be selfish. You know, think about those who you are around, you know, and think about those other lives that you putting at risk. Because y'all, if y'all seen that picture, they were shoulder to shoulder. I mean, this party was off the hook. And you know, everybody and their mama showed up because they had already been quarantined for a few weeks or a month. So they like, hell, we about to turn up at this party. They like, shoot, you know, you can't keep us down for too long. And that's a shame we can't just sit down for a while and just watch everything play out. You know, and I think that's a shame because, but at the same time, like you said, babe, putting yourself in the mind of a teenager. When I was a teenager, I couldn't sit down for too long either. I remember times when I rather took the whooping than the punishment. I'm like, Ma, just whoop me. Because once you whoop me, I will cry for a minute and I will get over it and I'll be able to hit the streets again. So how many of y'all took the whooping over the punishment? How many of y'all even know what I'm talking about? I used to be like, because in my household, we had a choice. I could either give you a nice whooping or I can ground you. Which one is it going to be? I would take the whooping. Don't ground me. Don't take my phone. Don't take my TV and don't restrict me from going out. So as an adolescent, like, you want to be able to go out. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to link up. It's really hard for you to stay in the house. It's like kind of you being.
Well, I knew my grandma told me you better be in here before them lights come on. I wouldn't be able to be in a shoulder-to-shoulder party at that time of the night near nobody. I had automatic social distancing.
Yeah, for real. Like, I just couldn't be out like that. Like, I think I told y'all a story before when I had ended up going. I was supposed to be staying the night with my best friend. And I actually was staying the night with my best friend, but it was a party in the neighborhood going on. I didn't tell my mother about the party. She just thought I was staying the night with my best friend. And so we ended up at the party. And so I'm assuming, I still don't know the facts to this day, but I'm assuming my mother must have called the house and figured out that we wasn't at the house, we was at the party. When I tell y'all, and for those that haven't heard this story, when I tell y'all, I'm in the middle of the floor just a twerking, right? And I don't know what you called it back in. I think you called it the booty up back in the day. It wasn't called twerk. But I'm in the middle of the floor doing the booty up. Next thing you know it, the DJ calls my name and asked me to come to the DJ booth. Now I'm thinking he must have, you know, peeped out the fact that I was doing the best booty up on the floor. You know, so I'm like, oh, okay, he done gave me a shout out. Like, I must be out here throwing it back. I goes to the DJ booth and my mother was standing there. And when I tell you, if she didn't grab my 16-inch ponytail and usher me right on up out that party, like, I couldn't do that. You know, I couldn't even get away with it with the excuse. I couldn't even say I was at such house. No, you supposed to be at such house, not at this party. But that's back in the day, and a lot of things have changed. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, back in the day, we just couldn't just disappear and be somewhere we shouldn't be. Well, I can really only speak for me without mom and dad knowing about it and having a problem with it. You know, and I kind of like exemplicate the same rules to my child that my mama did with me. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, thank God, I got a good teenage daughter. She don't hang around a large crowd. She don't try to go out. Like, she is totally content with being here, focusing on her schoolwork, her future. She always looking to the future and what she want to do as far as establishing her future. You know, but I couldn't imagine looking up on TMZ and seeing my daughter at a party and the whole world is talking about it. and I had no clue that she was there. And so I'm kind of wondering, like, did these parents even know that their children was attending this party? Was it okay with them? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they get them permission to go? Did they even care about their own safety, their children's safety, grandma's safety? Like, what the hell? Because it couldn't have been me or mine. Period.
A lot of them kids that was probably at that party, a lot of them, their parents probably, gave them up to the grandma for them to be raised. And a lot of them, like out west is like a community. Everybody out west know each other. Kind of like with Kanika. Everybody know each other out there. So I'm pretty sure everybody that was at that party knew somebody that knew somebody. They was kin to one another. They lived down the street around a block from each other. So everybody knew about that party. And some of the parents out there just don't care. Kids could be 18, 19, still living at home with their parents, grandma, uncle, aunties. They don't care. That's just the new generation. They don't care.
Spreading the virus. You spreading the virus. You are potentially spreading the virus to your grandmother, your mother, your uncle. You are potentially spreading the virus. Like, do that not matter?
As long as it's weed, pills, and drinks, alcohol, they don't care. They don't care. I mean, they probably found
when I used to get high, I used to rather get high solo because I didn't want to share my stuff. So I'm like, is it really that serious? But again, I was born the only child. So I was okay with kind of chilling in my crib, listening to some music, doing the booty up by myself. Queen,
if that was the case, you wouldn't have been doing the booty up at that party when you was supposed to be at your friend's house sleep. What teenager want to turn up in Chicago by themselves at home high on drugs?
Oh, but no, man. She was practicing to show that booty move on.
She was doing the booty up before she hit the scene.
Again, it wasn't no virus. It wasn't no virus threat. So we could go out and do the booty up. But my friend actually convinced me to go to that party because back in the day, I only had one friend or two good friends. You know what I'm saying? That my mama would even allow me to go stay the night with. I couldn't just go stay the night with somebody I had, somebody that I called friend and I knew from school. I only had really two good friends that my mother knew their mother. She knew how to get in contact with me when she needed to. And so they convinced me to go to that party. And like I said, by me being only child, shoot, I was cool with chilling in my room, on the weekend. But every so often I want to go stay the night with my friend. But she actually convinced me to go to that party, y'all. And so, of course, I mean, like this, I don't really get out often. So, them kids that don't really get out often, they be showing out when they get out. So I'm like, all that practicing I was doing in the room by myself, I'm about to show out. Now I get a chance to get out. It's on, So
that's funny. That's funny.
But I ain't gonna front. I mean, as teenagers, how many of us wasn't in our room in front of the mirror just dancing our little butts off, just getting it in?
Exactly, Lenise. So think about a time when you actually get to go out. You about to really show all the moves that you've been practicing by yourself. You about to really show out. Okay, I was really showing out during that time. But
yeah, I can't wait to do it.
Exactly. But at the same time, if it was like something like what it is today, where we have restrictions, where it's a virus being spread or something like that, I think I would have just thought smarter and I would have told my friend, like, like I ain't about to go out with you, girl. No, I'm good.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't have done it if it was like it is today. That was my point. Like, back in the day, we didn't have no restrictions and nothing like what we dealing with now. And what we dealing with now, I think that I really would have been like, no, I'm good. Like, y'all can go party. I'm good. I smoke my little weed, drink my little drink, play my music in the privacy of my own house. Like, is it really that serious? Is it really that serious to put your life in jeopardy, your mother's life in jeopardy, grandmother, uncle, and all those people because you just need to get out and hang out?
No, it's not that serious to me, or it shouldn't be to anybody, because remember, back in the day, we didn't have the internet. We couldn't video chat and do all the stuff that they can do now.
And in case some of y'all don't know, so this is the reason why the news went viral. The girl ended up going live. Now, see, this is the thing. If y'all was gonna have this party, nobody shouldn't have known about it, but the people at the party. So y'all, she ended up going live, and when she went live, she kind of like showed on her camera the whole Airbnb, how everybody was like, people on the steps, people downstairs, people upstairs. She ended up showing everything. So of course, TMZ and all these other news outlets, they ended up seeing her live. They ended up getting a copy, I guess you could say, of her live. So that's how the news became viral. So my whole thing is, if you partying in Chicago and you know you're not supposed to be partying, you know you on restriction, you should have never went live. See, kids nowadays don't think stuff to themselves.
It had came out. I think it had came out that the police was actually, I think the police had actually talked to one of the persons at the party, and they said that the way they knew about the party was, you know, inbox. It was for the location, you had to inbox for the location. So that's how they found out where the party was at. That's how they knew the police came over to the Airbnb that night, because somebody had, I guess because of the calls from the neighbors and stuff. But somebody, I think from the party, actually talked to the police or something like that. I think that's what I heard.
So it wasn't the live video that she put out?
Nah.
Oh, okay. So they ended up seeing a live video later on, because her live video, they actually had in the news articles and on the news and stuff, the actual live video. So it wasn't that, it was the fact that the neighbors had saw that it was a big crowd, a young black kids partying when they supposed to be social distancing. It ain't supposed to be no more than 10 people together, and they still supposed to be 6 feet away from each other. Well, that's crazy to me. So anyway, on to our next subject. If y'all haven't heard, you know, like we said, the states are getting ready to reopen, and we have also some news, some information that it's a nail shop, or some nail shops around. I don't know which one this exactly is, but they have actually opened up already. And y'all, I'm going to share with y'all a picture of what it looked like at this particular nail salon that have already opened up, and people are in there getting their nails and stuff and their toes done. That, you know, and this is the thing. People is like, you're not going to be giving me no money and telling me I can't spend it. They like, forget Amazon, forget ordering stuff. You're not going to give me no stimulus package and tell me I can't go out and spend it, okay? People have been going to get their nails done, their toes done. And I know a lot of y'all probably like, that's unfair. We got to sit on our money and sit at home and we can't go out, y'all. Not everybody. So Kanisha, go ahead. Y'all go ahead and speak on this while I pull this picture up and show y'all.
I thought that was funny because I was actually on Instagram last night, and I don't know if anybody is familiar with the singer Summer Walker, but you know, I guess when you a celebrity, so she actually posted a picture of her getting her nails done. She had gloves on. Remember when I told y'all about if I got my nails done, I was gonna poke holes where my fingernails can only be exposed?
We can't hear you, Kanisha. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now.
Okay. Well, Summer Walker, she actually was on Instagram and she posted a picture of her getting her nails and her toes done, but she had on gloves, but the fingernail tips was out. She cut the fingernail tips of the gloves off and she was getting her nails done, and then people was giving her backlash talking about some, well, you just as stupid because you basically, the gloves is useless now, you know, you don't poke holes in them. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to get my nails and toes done, but I ain't ready yet. I'm not ready.
I think that was pretty useless. I mean, she might as well just took the gloves off. What was the purpose of even doing that? You might as well just go ahead and get your hands done regularly.
People can't wait. People cannot wait to go to these nail salons and get their nails and their toes done. Y'all, this is a photo right here of a nail salon that's practicing I guess you can't really say social distancing because I'm like they 6 feet apart. But this is a nail salon that's taking all precautions, and they are open for you to go get your nails and your toes done. And y'all, it looked like this is a shower curtain. Let me make sure I pull it down a little bit. Okay,
That
so
look
can y'all
like the
see it?
corner store around my way. That's how the corner store is set up around my way. And the grocery store food volume too.
This got to be in Atlanta. This got to be in Atlanta. Is this in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's in Atlanta. My thoughts on it is like, why are they offending? We should be offended. It started in China. You know what I'm saying? Why do they got the shower curtain around them?
They banning black people in China for coming in McDonald's. They think this is our fault. They think black people are the reason why coronavirus happened. We don't eat bats. We don't eat rats. We don't eat mice. We don't eat dogs. We don't eat cats. So, I mean, I got Chinese friends, and not all of them think that way. But for the fact that China is now banning black people from coming in restaurants, that's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy.
Where did that even come from? Like, how did this get put on?
This is a problem. This is a problem on both parts, though. Because look, do we want our nails done that bad to where we'll sit in to get our nails done? We'll have a shower curtain with germs all over it anyway, just to get our nails done because we got to stay in the house. Or they show us that shower curtain and they the one getting the money, providing us the service. Like, it's a psyop. This picture is a psyop.
Look at the shower curtains on the end with the stripes on it. They just didn't care. They just put up anything. They just said, fuck it, shit. We just gonna get our money. Let me just go on and put any type of shower curtain. Look at it. They got mixed match. Oh, Lord, bless them. Bless
This
them.
is crazy to me, y'all. This is so uncomfortable. Like, going to get your nails done, that's supposed to be kind of a relaxed, comfortable type of experience, and you got a shower curtain in your face. The people is wearing masks. A lot of the clients ain't got on masks, but the people that's actually performing the stuff, they got their mask on. They got the shower curtains on. Like, is it really that serious? Another thing, is it really that serious?
Well, can you imagine what a beauty salon would look like?
This when I say start supporting black-owned businesses, okay? No offense.
Or do your own self. I do self-care rather than go be humiliated or think that that's the most important thing I need to do is sit in front of a shower curtain, blocking my face.
For real, I think people need to use this time to grow your own nails out, get your own nails back healthy, because putting on all that stuff isn't healthy for your own nails when you take it off. I know for me, mine's be all brittle and breaking and stuff. And then, just take time to do your own stuff and take care of yourself. Take the wigs and stuff off and grow your edges and stuff back. Do what you got to do. Like, use this time to do that. Like,
you did not say grow your edges back.
Well, I don't know about that.
Watch that hair. You know what I'm saying? We have beautiful hair as black people. Not saying other races don't, but I'm saying, we always got braids or wigs or just weaves in our hair. Show your beautiful hair. Take time to manage.
Dude, I got my wig sent in from China. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I don't know about that, Lanice. I don't think.
Well, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with protect the styles and stuff, but while we sitting in the house, why not? I mean, you take that stuff off and get comfortable. I mean, do you, be you.
I definitely wouldn't want to go nowhere and be uncomfortable. But I'm just like, this is the thing. Our people, like, we're not really judgmental. Even though we know that this thing came from China, we still like, hey, I love Chinese food. I love how the Chinese people do my nails. I'm going to go still support. But the way they kind of look at us, and, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way they kind of like protecting themselves against us, why don't they have that same mentality that we have? And I'm like, if you gotta go somewhere and be looked at as if you a walking virus, is it really that serious? I agree with Lenise. Stay at home and do your own nails. You know, watch your nails grow. Hell, go to the dollar store and get you some clear polish, some nail hardener, and let your real nails grow out. Like, it ain't that serious if you ask me.
Me neither. All I'm saying is just take a break while we're on break. We might as well just take a break from that stuff, and then when it's time for us to go back outside, then we go back out the way we want to appear to everybody else or what feels good to you. But as we're sitting home, just use that time to really take care of your body and your nails and your hair.
Yeah, I think that is crazy, y'all. I think it's crazy. It's funny, but at the same time, it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that deep to me. It's really not. But anyway, moving along. And no, I think it's in Atlanta. We're not sure exactly where it's at, but I think it's in Atlanta where they have the nail salon. So, we can expect that when a lot of these salons and stuff, especially these Chinese salons that we go to, we can expect the shower curtains dividers. Okay, like if you see one, don't get crazy. Just understand that they are taking precautions. They taking precautions, and so hey. You decided to go there, so don't get upset, But anyway, on to our would you rather. Now I have a would you rather question. Yeah, press-on nails from Walmart. Shoot. And they look just as good. Like, they have some really nice press-on nails. You might need some super glue to keep them babies on, but they have some real nice pre-designed press-on nails you can buy from Walmart if it's that serious. But my whole thing is, you're not going out. I mean, you're not really going to no clubs. You're not going nowhere. You're staying at home. I mean, why do you really have to go get that $60, $80 manicure and pedicure? Do your own feet. Soak them. Scrub them. They got little foot scrubbing things. I got some here. So
yep, and I know they getting taxed. I know normal $30 set of nails. Them people probably charging them 60 and up, like you said.
They price gouge. They price gouge. They stuff then shot up. And our people is still like, I'm still gonna support, I'm still gonna go, I still want my nails done. Because a lot of people can't have money and just be still with it. They can't. So I'm like, I love to watch my bank account go up. I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't got nothing to do right now. Go ahead.
Can y'all imagine how much they're charging if you have long nails like Cardi B and them?
That's nasty. No woman should have her nails that damn long. I'm sorry.
And just to take a photo, just to take an Instagram photo and show your nails. Is it that serious?
If her nails that long, she ain't clean down there. I'm just saying, your nails that dang on long, you ain't clean. Some ain't clean, the front or the back, either one ain't clean.
I'm with you on that, Kanisha, because I just don't see how she wiping herself. I'm sorry.
Well, I know a lady who nails curl under, and her nails been like that since I was a little girl. And I remember somebody actually commenting on her Facebook before and saying, like, how do you even clean yourself good? And no lie, y'all, this is a true story. She went live on Facebook because she was so mad at the comments. And she was like, y'all want to see how I wipe myself? I'll show y'all how I wipe myself. And she literally wiped her ass.
Oh, that's gross. But you know what? That's just like Coco from SWV. People used to ask her that all the time because remember she had those nails that curve all the way over too.
And I mean, you would think that
ask her, how do you wipe yourself? How do you blow your nose and just different things? How you even put your earrings on? Like, come on, that's just too much.
I could barely put my contacts in with short nails, so imagine have people, what if you cut your butt or your inside of your poop? Like, I don't think women think like that.
They get mad. They get mad when you ask that question. They get mad. The ones I know with long nails, and this lady nails that I know, her nails is so long, they don't have a perfect curve. Like, they have a swerve, and then they curve under. That's how long they are. I promise y'all. Like if I didn't like I'm not gonna put her on blast, but I would love to share a picture and because y'all would be like, wow. She been growing her nails since I was a little girl and I'm almost 40.
Somebody said you got to turn your hand sideways. That's gross. Ew. Ew.
She, let me find out you got them long nails.
Who got long nails? I use my regular nails are good and healthy because me myself after like my youngest son is 9 years old. And so after my youngest son was born, I was still taking my prenatal vitamins. So I was able to grow my hair, grow my nails after still using my prenatal vitamins. And so when I started getting my nails after that, I would just get them, gel. And so I would still use my real nails underneath that. I'll just soak off the gel and just get them redone. But I always just use my real nails. So even though I haven't had my nails done in about a good 2-3 months, my real nails are still healthy, are still good. So for me, it's not that serious to put myself at risk or to even be uncomfortable in somebody's nail shop just to get my nails done. Like, it's just not that serious. But anyway, here's our would you rather question for the day. And I want to hear from the chat room. And I'm going to ask each and every one of you ladies this question. Okay, so y'all know we have weekly would you rather questions. Okay, so here it is. Drum roll. Would you rather be married to a 10? Now, when we say 10, when we talking numbers, we talking about in looks. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with an amazing personality? Now, before I share with y'all my answer and what I believe, I want to see what you guys say in the chat, and I'm going to ask the panel. So I'll read it one more time. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality? And I hope it's some men out there because I would love to hear y'all view. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with an amazing personality? So y'all in the chat room, you can just drop a 10 or a 6. So those that would rather be married to a 10, somebody that look good, I mean some eye candy, but he just got a bad personality. Or if y'all choose a 6, somebody who's, not really good, not really good looking, but still all right looking. I guess you would say, when y'all say a 6 is probably okay looking, but who have an amazing personality. And I guess it also depends on what you value the most, looks or personality. So think about that answer and drop it in the chat. Drop a 10 or a 6 in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and go to you, Queen Bae. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with an amazing personality?
I'm going to have to say 6 with amazing personality, only because like I'm a whole vibe. I have different moods, different personalities. So you got to be able to vibe with that side of me with the personality.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. What about you, Lanice? A 10 or a 6?
I'm gonna have to say a 6 because I can't stand no nasty attitude man to be around me. I'm sorry. That's a disaster right there. So I would rather have a 6 because he still can look good and then have that amazing personality. And we're gonna get along and we're gonna build and we're gonna just do this thing together. So a 6 for me.
Good answer. Good answer. Okay. What about you, Kadisha, Nene?
Well, no, I'm just playing. I'm gonna have to do a 6 because I'm like Bae and Lanice. I don't like no nasty attitude man because me myself, I'm a firecracker. You can either give me sweet or you can give me spicy. So I mean, I need a man that'll know how to tolerate my personality. I definitely want to be treated right. encourage me, support me, spoil me. Just do what a good man's supposed to do. That's about it. But it ain't nothing wrong with having a 10, you know. Sometimes they good to look at, but I'll take a 6.
And do y'all think that sixes is really somebody bad to look at? What do y'all think a 6 mean?
He a butterface. It be the ugly ones that
Well, as long as he passed the 5, I know he look decent.
But
right. I can take that.
You got some ugly ones that's real arrogant now. And they think
you
they
do got some arrogant ugly ones. I had an arrogant ugly one too in my days.
Okay.
You didn't tell him nothing because he had money. I guess because he had money, I guess he must have thought it replaced his looks. You know what I'm saying?
But them ugly ones be like that dude off Players Club that was stalking Diamond. Now, don't get it twisted. Them ugly ones be on that psycho stuff.
Well,
then, you know, if you got an ugly dude, hey, ain't nothing. Hey, it's nothing. Worth, you know, building them up, fixing them up. Remember that movie where, what was it, with Vivica Fox and Wendy Raquel? Two can play that game, and she
I
had
was
Bobby
gonna say
Brown,
two
and
can play that game
from the flow up, and she got him new teeth and everything.
But y'all think about it too. We're not talking about dating. We're talking about marriage. So this is somebody that you gonna spend the rest of your life with. Okay,
yeah,
do that change y'all answer, or y'all still say 6? Trudy say 6. Linda say 6 because that amazing personality will make him look even better. I agree with you, Linda. But think about it, y'all. We talking about somebody that you would actually be married to. Not nobody that you would just be dating. You know what I'm saying? But can you be married to a 6? And I don't think a 6, me myself personally, I don't think a 6 actually mean ugly. You know what I'm saying? Not on a scale from 1 through 10. I think a 6 I think a 5 mean he's not ugly and he's not cute. So a 6 would mean he's, I guess, a little cute from like he's 1 point away.
Right.
Most men be like women on the scale from 0 to 10. They're in between what, a 6? 6 to 10.
They want a 10 and they be a 2.
But I got a type though. I mean, I don't know if anybody else got a type, but I kind of have a type. Like, I like tattoos. I like muscles. I like pretty lips. Pretty
I love
eyes.
muscles.
I like men that's over 6 feet or 5'11" and up. You know, I don't want no man.
So his face. So Kanisha, you basically saying his face can be a 6 as long as his body is a 10. Is that what you saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I want something to look good on top of me, baby.
Oh my God. So I don't know.
You want something that you can hold on to.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like the body have to be a 10. Like I love a nice body. I love a chest. I love to just lay my head on my husband's chest. I love
So my question is, what if their personality is a 10, but they're fat?
Nope.
Yeah, that's wrong. Personality is everything.
I'm not against fat men. It just have to be more muscle than fat.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because a man can be considered overweight, but he can have more muscle than he have fat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really against a thick man. Like my husband is probably about 6 feet, about 250 pounds. And it's more muscle, but he do got like a little beer belly. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But he do have that upper body muscle and stuff. And if he lose that, we're gonna have a problem, Alex, because I love that upper bottom muscle. Like I love to be able to just grab his arms. I'll be making him flex for no reason. Like we'll be watching a movie and I'll be like, flex for me, baby. Like I just love it.
Well, for me, all bets are off. He got to have pretty teeth, because if he don't, I'm sorry, I can't look at him.
Yes, teeth is a must. Oh my God, I love a man with some good teeth.
I love a man with some good teeth, and I also love a man with a nice smile. Like
Yes.
when they give you that nice smile, and if they got like a little dimple or something, and they just have a nice smile, like you have beautiful teeth on top of a nice smile, like the rest of your face can be, like a little misconstructed. Your nose can be off to the side a little
Oh
bit.
no. Oh no. No. It gotta be a 6.
Your eyes can be a little bit beady.
That's a 4.
Well, see, y'all describing a 10. Y'all can't describe a 10. You gotta describe a 6. So he could be a little beady eyed, and his nose could be a little bit larger than normal.
In the guidelines of a 6, I think. His hair might be a little beady, but for the most part, he got a nice little frame, nice teeth, good personality. We own.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of throw a little dagger in there. What about if they look good and stuff, but they have like halitosis? Like, what if they?
Oh no, that's a definite no, ma'am. That's killing all your personality right there.
Let me tell y'all this story. I used to talk to this guy, and he showed me his picture, and I knew something was wrong with him because dude was taking too long to explain himself and describe himself. So he was like, well, let me tell you a secret. I'm like, what is it? Please don't tell me you a catfish, because if you a catfish, bro, I'm gonna come beat your butt. This dude told me he had halitosis on his teeth. Y'all, I must have hung up so fast and blocked him. I'm sorry. No, man. I looked it up on Google and I almost threw up. No, sir.
No way.
Okay, what if they look good, but they look
He
good?
wasn't cute. Now, he was a 5. He was like a 4 and a 5. And he had a nice body.
That's too low. First of all.
That I would take the 10 as arrogant. I don't care. A 4 and a 5 is too low for me. Like a 6 is borderline. To me, a 6 means that you just a point away from looking ugly. Like it's just something about you. Maybe your smile, even though your eyes is a little bit beady, you probably got a gap and you probably got a big nose, but you got a cute smile or something. A 6 is kind of borderline for me, but anything under a 6, I don't know. I don't consider myself a 10. I don't
consider him a 4 or a 5. A 4 or 5 is too much if every time you talk to him, you got to use the restroom.
You know what?
I can't. Like, yes, I think teeth matters. A smile matters. And me, myself.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, me, myself, personally, I have like what men always said was seductive eyes. And I was just born with my eyes is kind of seductive. So I love a man that have like where you could I can like lock eyes with him, and he just have like some seductive looking eyes. Like you like, dang, you can do some things, can't you? Just I can tell by your eyes, the way you look at me, But anything under a 6, me, myself, personally, I just can't do it because if I'm going to marry you and spend the rest of my life with you, you have to be able to turn me on. So my answer would be the 6 with a great personality because a great personality can turn you on too. They can be somebody that's very charming. That could be a turn on too. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like anything under a 6, I don't think I can deal with because I have to be able to be if you want me to be in a faithful marriage with you, and I'm talking about faithful, you have to be able to turn me on too. Like I have to be attracted to you. And I'm somebody that's been married for 16 years. We've been together for 19 years. And I still look at my husband to this day like, oh, you attractive. Like you turn me on. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have that constant spark, then I just see it just being a complete failure. So I just think it's really important to be able to connect with somebody or be in a relationship with somebody who you're attracted to. So I think 6 is borderline and it's good for me. But anything under a 6, I would have to go with that 10. And we'll work on your personality, baby. We'll work on it. Because I just can't. I can't be in no marriage or no relationship with somebody who I'm just completely not attracted to, period. And that's just being real. But anyway, moving along. Okay, so Lanice is getting ready to go ahead, and we getting ready to close out or whatever. And it's been real, it's been fun with you guys. She's going to give us some self-care tips, which she's going to give us every week, you guys. And these self-care tips is kind of to help us through this time of quarantine. And even after quarantine, we're going to still have self-care tips. But right now, we really need them because we don't want to neglect ourselves. You know, queens never neglect ourselves. Whether you have a king in the house with you or whether you a queen in her own throne, you always want to make sure to take care of yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Lanice for our self-care tips.
Okay, so last week I gave everybody a little assignment and I asked you all to look up progressive muscle relaxation. Can y'all hear me good? If y'all can hear me really well, then drop a 1 in the chat.
You sound good to me, baby.
Okay. So, progressive muscle relaxation is a non-pharmacological method of deep muscle relaxation based on the premise that muscle tension is the body's response to anxiety, provoking thoughts, and that muscle relaxation blocks anxiety and stress. Okay, so as we know, rest is a big part of taking care of ourselves. So I wanted to, really just focus on progressive muscle relaxation because we can use this as a technique to help us wind down, relieving insomnia to help you rest, as well as control stress and anxiety. So, have y'all ever wondered why folks are so quick to say, take a deep breath in and let it out? Or when you find yourself getting worked up, that's the first thing you do? Well, that's because as you breathe in, you have a group of muscles to tense up, but relax as you breathe out. So the goal is to relax your body physically so you won't feel anxious. So I want to encourage you all to practice breathing and inhaling and exhaling. What are some of the ways you guys relax? So Malika, I'm going to start with you. What are some of the ways you may relax?
Like I said, during my prayer and meditation time, and so we have our backyard deck and everything built, and we have, a pool for the kids. And so one of the ways I found myself is relaxing is just kind of like sitting on my patio, and just absorbing nature, and being thankful for what I do have, because a lot of times we can complain about what we don't have and about what we're going through. But the fact that, we can just sit back and look around us and be thankful for what we do have, that helps me just get in relaxation mode. And like I said, during prayer and meditation.
Okay. What about you, Bae?
Well, I look at pictures, the past memories, any kind of things that I have that remind me of happier times, and I just appreciate all the memories that I have. That's very relaxing, instead of looking at what's going on right now. I really look at self improvement a lot. That's basically what helps me.
Okay. Kanisha?
Kanisha,
can you hear Lanice?
No, I couldn't hear her. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I was asking you, what are some ways that helps you relax?
okay, I just want to tell everybody that's listening in, Kanisha is a new mother. She has a new baby. So a lot of times Kanisha have to mute up, and she's still in breastfeeding mode. She has a brand new baby, so a lot of times she have to kind of mute up and tend to baby. So I just want to kind of give you guys that. If you
Hello?
guys go silent for
Hello?
a minute, she's here. Go ahead, we hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh wow! I mean, I couldn't hear Lanice. I'm messaging everybody. I'm like, can y'all hear her? Can y'all hear her? Now my baby sleeps, so I didn't get the question. So you might have to repeat it to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was asking what are some ways that you relax? Can y'all hear me good?
I think Kanisha can't hear Lanice. Malika, she can hear you, I think.
Yeah, I can definitely hear. I can hear you, Lanice. I think it's just Kanisha.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead on. Um, what I want you guys to do
Can
is
y'all hear me?
Lanice, you didn't tell us what ways that you relax.
well, the ways that I relax is I try to just take my whatever I did for the day. I just try to put that all to a side and you know just drink some tea, take a hot bath. One of the teas I like to try to drink is called chamomile tea. It's a herb to help lower anxiety, making it easier to fall asleep. What you want to do with progressive muscle relaxation is you want to practice things that will help you wind down at nighttime, okay? So that it will help you rest. So be mindful before bedtime. Try a strategy that will incorporate mindfulness, such as deep breathing, as I was saying earlier, meditation, yoga, things like that that will help you relax. You can skip screens, which is basically the blue light that you have on your TVs, phones, laptops, stuff like that. It's a blue light emitted by digital devices, and that can throw your body off, your internal clock off. So
And your brain cells.
you want to avoid that. You want to find a tech-free way to wind down. Again, you can sip, tea. You can take a hot bath or shower. I like to do that. And if you notice, when you do that, going from warm or hot water into a cooler temperature, like into your bedroom, will cause your body temperature to drop. So that's a natural way of making you feel sleepy. Have you guys ever noticed that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, that's one thing that you might want to try.
Okay.
I know it might sound a little silly, but you can count sheep. It takes your brain focus on one thing to help you power down or just focus on your breathing until you feel calm. So if you're counting sheep, it's just for your brain to focus on that so that you can, help your mind to just wind down. And lastly, you can envision yourself sleep, which should help instantly, but if you can't, then you want to envision yourself like like just doing something like on a vacation, stress free, with no care or whatsoever.
I never knew that counting sheep was a real thing, Lanice.
Yeah,
I thought people
it
just
really
said
is.
that.
And as silly as it sounds, it really works. So again, you want to lastly envision yourself sleep, which should help instantly put you in a state of relaxation. So I just want to encourage you guys to relax, relate, release, get that rest, because right now rest is very important for everybody. We get up early, we're helping our children with their work, you're trying to figure out how to pay bills and go about your daily activities in your home and just different things. So at nighttime, you want to make sure that you're really getting the rest that you need.
Amen. Amen. I definitely needed that, and I'm definitely going to try some of those techniques. And I'm, when it comes to nighttime, me myself personally, I'll be so wore out during the day, I'll have no problem with going to sleep. Like as soon as I hit the bed, I start dozing off. But
another thing too is, I know a lot of people right now they're trying melatonin. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, well, melatonin is another way. It comes like in a pill form. It starts like at maybe 3 milligrams. And you could take that before maybe like 15 to 30 minutes before your bedtime. And that should help you wind down instantly as well and get a good night's rest.
Okay, duly noted, everybody. So our homework assignment is to get as much as rest as possible. For those who lack rest, it's definitely necessary to be well rested. Me, myself personally, like I said, I do so much throughout the day, and when I do have some chill time, I'm reading, I'm like cramming my mind with information to where when it's time for me to go to bed, as soon as I hit the bed, I'm out of it. I am out of it. So we definitely want to make sure we get plenty of rest. Do not allow the news media or what you have going on in your life, or just the fact that you have to stay at home. Do not allow that to take over you and overwhelm you and become stressful or depression. Depression is real. And so we want to make sure all our queens and our kings stay healthy. Okay, during this time right here of this pandemic, we want to make sure everybody stay healthy. And until next week, we'll come back next week with another girls talk and some juicy gossip. So we thank everybody for coming on, and we do have a Facebook platform. We have a Instagram and Twitter, and I will be sharing some of those links with y'all next week. But matter of fact, I can put them in the description. So you guys, it's in the description. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to this channel right here. And make sure you guys check us out on our other platforms. We thank you all for tuning in. We love you guys. And please stay safe and healthy. Until next week. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Toodles.